Manchester United managed to hold Liverpool to a 0-0 draw at Anfield, a result that not a lot of people had anticipated. A very important point for Erik ten Hag and his men as they try to recuperate after one of the most disappointing weeks in Manchester United's history. What's up, guys? It's been your boy Izzy, and if you want to, please hit that like and the subscribe button to let YouTube and everybody else know that you are enjoying this content. Now, on to the game. Liverpool huffed and puffed for a vast majority of this game, and they were unable to put away most of their chances simply because Manchester United were very dogged in their defending. Liverpool seemed as though they just did not click in this game, and especially after the week that Manchester United had, most people were fearing for the worst, especially as they recollected last season's 7-0 thumping that suffered at the hands of Liverpool at Anfield. So the game began with what you would expect, a Liverpool flurry of chances and huge possession stats for Liverpool. The only thing that Manchester United were able to do very well in the first half was stem the tide, and they pretty much limited Liverpool to half chances. And that's the most important thing for any opponent that goes to Anfield to do. You want to make sure that Liverpool do not get into gear and they are not able to call on their 12th man, the Anfield crowd, which is vociferous. You do not want to make these guys angry. And that was one thing that they were able to do. They managed to keep the crowd fairly quiet. Pretty much most of the shout-outs in this game will go to the likes of Luke Shaw, who I thought played very well. Despite getting a red card at the end, I think Diogo Dalot was able to do his job efficiently. And Manchester United did the best that they could. Liverpool going into the second half were not able to take their chances again. I think that Jurgen Klopp is going to be worried a little bit because it didn't seem as though Liverpool were able to fashion very clear opportunities, and the ones that they were able to, they didn't take. And in a game in which Manchester United were wounded and came into with the mentality that they were going to defend for pretty much 90 minutes, Jurgen Klopp would feel as though his team should have done more and should have been better. I think Van Dijk said as much in his post-game review. He felt as though Manchester United came in there with a mentality that they wanted to go away with a point. Now, I do not fault Manchester United for that, especially after the week that they had and after the recent history that they've had against Liverpool. You would just want to be able to get out of there alive and to at least avoid some negative press for the next couple of days. Give your team some time to recuperate and to rebuild themselves. So at the end of the day, is it a bad point for Liverpool? I don't think so, because they are still playing Manchester United. It could be taken negatively because they were at Anfield, and the fact that next week they play Arsenal in what is going to be a huge game at the top end of the table. But for Manchester United, this point is priceless. This is a point that they have not been able to achieve in a while at Anfield. I think the last time that they were able to limit Liverpool to this level of gameplay was all the way back in 2018, I believe. So a very good point for Manchester United. Not a bad point for Liverpool. Still discounting the fact that they hadn't dropped any points at Anfield, and so some people might start thinking that there are going to be some question marks because they face Arsenal next week, who managed to dispatch of Brighton and Hove Albion relatively easily compared to most recent fixtures that Arsenal have had against Brighton. But one thing that it does do is it gives them an extra point against Manchester City that they didn't have before. So it seems as though Arsenal and Liverpool are definitely taking this title challenge very seriously. You can't really discount Aston Villa as well, because they are proving that they are part and parcel of this title challenge at the moment. Now, I still don't think that they are going to be able to last the cause, and this is no shade towards Unai Emery, but I just think that Liverpool and Arsenal have much more of a foothold in this title race because Jurgen Klopp has been there and won it, and Arteta is probably going to try and call on last season's disappointment and try and recruit some of the morale that his team is getting from this season's performances, despite not being as good as last season's performances, to be able to try and challenge for the title. Liverpool are going to be fine, and I think that this is just going to be a small bump in their road to try and reclaim their title for the first time since 2020. And if anything, the only thing that can stop Liverpool is their inability to click at the moment, because they are still very, very early in this midfield combination of Endo and McAllister and Gravenbach and Szoboszlai. And eventually, when it does click, Liverpool will be a beautiful thing, because you can already see all of the elements that will make Liverpool such a great team, with the technical ability of McAllister, the speed, accuracy, and darting runs of Szoboszlai, Gravenbach's ability to also split defenses, and the only other thing that they might need is a number 6 who they can trust a little bit more. I've said this before. I think they need to go out there and get somebody who can give them the same shield that Arsenal have with Declan Rice, or Manchester City has with Rodri, or somebody who could have given him the same shield that Fabinho had in his pomp when he was the best defensive midfielder, even in the presence of Rodri, who was still at Manchester City at the time. So once Liverpool get that, they'll be fine. And I'm pretty sure in January, they are going to look to try and bolster what they have right now. And I think they're not too far away from being the complete package that they were 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, because it's only a couple of seasons back when they were challenging for the quadruple. Now, a bit of that team has dissipated away. You don't have your Firminos, you don't have your Manes, you don't have Fabinho. But one thing that Liverpool do have is Jurgen Klopp. And as long as that they keep that man at the helm, Liverpool will always, always, in my book, be a contender. But today it's been a 0-0 draw. It's not the worst thing in Liverpool's books. This should be a game that they should have won, but I don't think that they're going to look at it negatively. They are still only a point behind Arsenal, and they can leapfrog Arsenal next week with a victory. And at Anfield with Arsenal, you never know. We just know that in their recent past, Arsenal have been getting decimated whenever they go to Anfield. However, this is a different Arsenal, so next week's fixture is going to be a beauty to watch. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy Izzy. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. And until the next review, peace.